The vastness of space stretched before Captain Elena Reyes as she stood on the bridge of the UAS Horizon, humanity's most advanced deep space exploration vessel. Stars glittered against the inky backdrop, distant and cold, yet Elena felt a familiar thrill of excitement. This was why she had joined the United Earth Space Force, to push the boundaries of human knowledge and venture into the unknown. Captain, we're picking up an anomalous reading at the edge of our sensor range, Lieutenant Amar Khan reported from his station, his voice cutting through the low hum of the ship's systems. Elena straightened, her interest piqued. Can you be more specific, Lieutenant? Amar's fingers danced across his console, bringing up a holographic display of the sensor data. It's unlike anything we've encountered before, Captain. The energy signature doesn't match any known natural phenomena, and it's massive. How massive are we talking? Elena asked, moving to study the readout more closely. Based on these readings, several kilometers in diameter at least, Amir replied, a note of awe creeping into his voice. Elena felt a flutter of excitement in her chest. This was exactly the kind of discovery they had hoped for when they set out on this mission. Helm, set a course. Let's get a closer look. As the horizon adjusted its trajectory, Elena addressed the bridge crew. This could be it, people. The moment we've all been waiting for. Stay sharp and remember your training. Whatever we find out there, we represent all of humanity. The next few hours were a flurry of activity as the crew prepared for their approach. Sensor arrays were recalibrated, defensive systems were brought to standby, and the ship's powerful communications array was primed to broadcast first contact protocols in every conceivable format. As they drew nearer, the object began to resolve on their view screens. Elena's breath caught in her throat. It was beautiful and terrifying all at once. A massive structure of gleaming metal and pulsing energy fields, its design clearly artificial yet utterly alien. My God, breathed Commander Jack Morrison, Elena's second-in-command. It's a ship, or a station. Whatever it is, it's not natural. Elena nodded, her mind racing. Broadcast first contact protocols on all frequencies. Let them know we come in peace. For several tense minutes, there was no response. The alien structure loomed larger in their view, dwarfing the horizon. Elena was about to order another broadcast when suddenly their communications system crackled to life. A sound unlike anything Elena had ever heard filled the bridge. A complex melody of tones and harmonics that seemed to bypass her ears and resonate directly in her mind. As quickly as it began, it ceased, leaving a stunned silence in its wake. What was that? Jack asked, his usual composure shaken. Before Elena could respond, the alien structure's energy field pulsed, and a beam of shimmering light engulfed the horizon. Alarms blared as the ship's systems went haywire. Captain, we're being pulled in, the helmsman shouted, frantically working his controls to no effect. Elena gripped her command chair, her knuckles white. All hands, brace for possible impact. Maintain calm and remember your training. This is not a hostile action until proven otherwise. The horizon was drawn inexorably towards the alien structure, passing through an opening that arised open to receive them. As they entered, the ship's systems stabilized and an eerie calm descended. They found themselves in a cavernous docking bay, easily large enough to accommodate a dozen ships the size of the horizon. As the entry portals sealed behind them, Elena made a decision. Commander Morrison, assemble a first contact team. Full environmental suits, non-lethal defensive measures only. I'll be leading the team myself. Jack's eyebrows shot up. Captain, are you sure that's wise? Protocol suggests. Elena cut him off with a raised hand. Protocol also suggests that the commanding officer should make first contact in situations of unknown risk. This is too important to delegate, Jack. Reluctantly, Jack nodded. Understood, Captain. I'll have the team ready in 10 minutes. As Elena donned her environmental suit, she couldn't help but feel a mix of trepidation and exhilaration. Humanity had long wondered if they were alone in the universe. Now, they were about to get their answer. The first contact team assembled at the Horizon's main airlock. Elena, two xenobiologists, a linguist, and a pair of security officers. With a final check of their equipment, Elena gave the order to cycle the airlock. They stepped out onto the deck of the alien docking bay, the magnetic soles of their boots clicking softly against the metallic surface. The air was breathable, according to their suit's sensors, but Elena was taking no chances. As they moved cautiously away from the horizon, a section of the far wall rippled and parted. From the opening emerged three figures that were clearly not human. The aliens were tall and slender, easily 7 feet in height, with iridescent skin that seemed to shift colors as they moved. Their heads were elongated and adorned with what looked like sensory tendrils, and their large, multifaceted eyes regarded the humans with an intelligence that was unmistakable. Elena stepped forward, her heart pounding. This was the moment that would be remembered for generations to come. She raised her hands, palms outward in what she hoped was a universal gesture of peace. "I am Captain Elena Reyes of the United Earth Space Force," she said, her words being broadcast in multiple formats by the translator affixed to her suit. "We come in peace, seeking knowledge and friendship." The aliens conferred among themselves, a rapid exchange of melodic tones that Elena's translator couldn't begin to decipher. Then, to her shock, one of them spoke in perfect, unaccented English. "We are the Zaraquin," the central alien said, its mouth not moving but the words clear in Elena's mind. "Your arrival was foreseen, though not fully understood. You are the first of your kind to reach this threshold." Elena's mind reeled. They had been expected. "We're honored to make your acquaintance," she managed. "May I ask how you were able to communicate with us so easily?" The alien's skin rippled in what might have been amusement. "Your crew transmissions have been monitored for some time. Your languages are simplistic, but not difficult to master for beings of our cognitive capacity." Elena felt a flicker of indignation at the dismissive tone, but pushed it aside. "We have so many questions if you're willing to share your knowledge." "In time, perhaps," the Zaraquin replied. "But first, we must determine if your species is worthy of that knowledge. You'll be tested, Captain Elena Reyes of Earth. You and your crew." Before Elena could respond, the alien raised a limb, and a wave of energy washed over the first contact team. Elena felt a moment of disorientation, and then everything went black. When Elena regained consciousness, she found herself in a featureless white room, alone and stripped of her environmental suit. Panic threatened to overwhelm her, but she forced herself to remain calm. Whatever test the Zaraquin had in mind, she would face it with the dignity befitting a captain of Earth's fleet. A voice echoed in her mind, carrying a hint of challenge and what might have been amusement. "Now, human, show us what you're hiding under those clothes, you dirty animal. Show us the true nature of your species." Elena's eyes narrowed. If the aliens thought humans were mere animals to be prodded and examined, they were in for a surprise. Humanity had clawed its way to the stars through ingenuity, determination, and an unquenchable spirit of exploration. Whatever trials lay ahead, Elena was determined to prove that humans were worthy of their place among the stars. As the white walls of her prison began to shift and change, Elena squared her shoulders and prepared to face whatever challenge the Zaraquin had devised. The test of humanity had begun. The sterile white room shimmered and dissolved around Elena, replaced by a vast, swirling nebula of impossible colors. She floated in the cosmic expanse, her body feeling both weightless and impossibly heavy at the same time. Panic threatened to overwhelm her, but she clenched her fists, forcing herself to focus. "Captain Reyes," a melodious voice resonated in her mind. "Welcome to the Gauntlet of Minds. Here, we will test not just your physical attributes, but the very essence of your species' cognitive abilities." Elena's eyes narrowed, searching the cosmic void for the source of the voice. "And what gives you the right to test us?" she challenged, her voice steady despite her racing heart. A chuckle echoed through the vastness. "Defiance. Interesting. Most species cower in fear at this stage. Suddenly, the nebula coalesced into a series of floating platforms, each one a different shape and color. Elena found herself standing on the nearest one, a hexagonal surface that pulsed with a soft blue light. "Your first trial begins now," the voice announced. "Navigate the nexus of thought." Each platform represents a fundamental concept of sentient cognition. Choose wisely, for your path will determine your species' fate. Elena took a deep breath, analyzing the platforms before her. Some were obvious. A red sphere clearly represented emotion, while the green pyramid seemed to embody logic. Others were more abstract, defying easy categorization. As she contemplated her choices, Elena noticed something strange. Faint whispers echoed at the edge of her consciousness, carrying fragments of familiar voices. Her crew. "Trust your instincts, Captain," she heard Amir's voice urge. "Remember our training," Jack's steady tone advised. With a start, Elena realized the truth. This wasn't just her trial. She was connected to her entire crew, their minds linked across whatever bizarre dimension the Zaraquin had transported them to. The fate of humanity rested not just on her shoulders, but on their collective wisdom. Drawing strength from this realization, Elena stepped forward, choosing a path that balanced logic, emotion, and intuition. As she moved from platform to platform, the challenges grew increasingly complex. She solved multidimensional puzzles that made her brain ache, navigated ethical dilemmas that challenged her deepest beliefs, and faced simulations of first-contact scenarios that tested the limits of human diplomacy. Through it all, she felt the presence of her crew, their knowledge and experiences supplementing her own. Hours or days might have passed. Time had no meaning in this realm. Finally, exhausted but triumphant, Elena reached the final platform. It was a perfect circle of swirling silver, hovering at the edge of the cosmic expanse. As she stepped onto it, the voice returned, tinged with what might have been respect. "Impressive, Captain Reyes. You have demonstrated a level of cognitive flexibility we did not anticipate. But the true test is yet to come." The platform beneath her feet began to spin, faster and faster until the universe blurred around her. When it stopped, Elena found herself in a new environment, one that made her gasp in horror. She stood on a war-torn battlefield, the sky choked with ash and the ground littered with the bodies of humans and aliens alike. In the distance, massive war machines clashed, their weapons tearing rifts in the fabric of space itself. "What is this?" Elena demanded, her voice hoarse. "This, Captain, is one possible future," the voice replied, now emanating from a holographic projection of a Zaraquin that appeared before her. "A future where your species and ours are locked in a war that will consume galaxies. We have foreseen this possibility, and it terrifies us." Elena's mind raced, processing the implications. "You're saying this isn't just a test. You're afraid of us." The Zaraquin's form rippled, its colors shifting to deep blues and purples. "Your species possesses a unique combination of intelligence, adaptability, and aggression. In many of the futures we've glimpsed, this combination leads to catastrophic conflict." "Then why contact us at all?" Elena asked, genuinely curious despite the grim surroundings. "Because in other futures, your species becomes a force for unprecedented good in the universe. You bridge divides between ancient enemies, solve cosmic mysteries that have puzzled us for eons, and push the boundaries of what we thought possible." The hologram waved a limb, and the battlefield dissolved, replaced by a series of rapid-fire visions, humans and aliens working together to terraform dead worlds, unlocking the secrets of dark energy and venturing into other dimensions. "Your potential is matched only by the danger you represent," the Zaraquin continued. "This final test will determine which path your species will take." Elena squared her shoulders, ready to face whatever challenge lay ahead. "What must I do?" The Zaraquin's form grew more solid, no longer a mere hologram, but a physical presence. "You must show us what truly lies beneath the surface of humanity. Not your technology, not your physical form, but the core of what drives your species. Show us, Captain Reyes, what you're hiding under those clothes of civilization." With those words, the alien lunged forward, its form shifting and growing into a terrifying amalgamation of humanity's deepest fears. Elena found herself facing a monster straight out of humanity's collective nightmares, its features constantly changing but always horrifying. Instinctively, Elena reached for a weapon, but found none. She was alone, unarmed, facing a being of unimaginable power. For a moment, primal fear threatened to overwhelm her. But then she felt it again, the presence of her crew, their courage and determination flowing through the mental link they shared. And not just her crew, but the entire history of humanity. Millennia of struggle, triumph, and relentless curiosity coursed through her veins. Elena stood tall, meeting the creature's gaze without flinching. "You want to see what's beneath the surface?" she said, her voice steady and strong. "I'll show you." With a supreme effort of will, Elena opened her mind fully, not just to the Zaraquin, but to the entire universe. She let every memory, every emotion, every dream and fear flow freely. The creature recoiled, overwhelmed by the torrent of human experience. It saw flashes of Earth's history, the darkest moments of war and cruelty, but also breathtaking acts of kindness and self-sacrifice. It witnessed the relentless drive that had taken humanity from caves to the stars, the insatiable curiosity that pushed them to explore even in the face of mortal danger. Most of all, it experienced the uniquely human capacity for hope, the ability to stare into the darkness of an uncaring universe and still believe in a brighter future. As the visions faded, Elena found herself back in the featureless white room where her trial had begun. The Zaraquin stood before her, its form now stable and its multifaceted eyes regarding her with unmistakable awe. "We have misjudged your species, Captain Reyes," it said, its mental voice tinged with a mix of emotions Elena couldn't fully decipher. "We saw your potential for destruction and feared it, but we failed to understand the true source of that potential, your unlimited capacity for growth and change." Elena took a deep breath, steadying herself. "We're not perfect," she admitted. "Humanity has made many mistakes, and will make many more. But we never stop trying to be better, to reach further, to understand more. That's who we are." The Zarquin's skin rippled in what Elena now recognized as their equivalent of a nod. "Your trial is complete, Captain. You have proven that humanity is indeed ready to join the galactic community. There is much we can learn from each other." As the white room began to fade, signaling the end of the test, Elena felt a surge of pride and excitement. Humanity had faced its greatest test and emerged victorious. The stars, with all their wonders and challenges, were now truly within reach. But as she prepared to return to her ship and her crew, a new thought struck her. This was only the beginning. The real challenge, building a lasting peace and understanding between humans and the Zarquin, was yet to come. With a mixture of trepidation and boundless optimism, Elena Reyes, captain of the UES Horizon and now the de facto ambassador of humanity, prepared to take her first steps into a larger universe. The greatest adventure in human history was about to begin. The familiar hum of the Horizon systems greeted Elena as she materialized on the bridge, her mind still reeling from the intense experiences of the Zarquin's test. Her crew stared at her with a mixture of awe and confusion, their own trials clearly etched on their faces. "Captain on deck," Commander Morrison called out, his voice cracking slightly with emotion. Elena raised a hand, silencing the chorus of questions before they could begin. "At ease, everyone. I know we've all been through something extraordinary, but our mission is far from over." As if on cue, the ship's sensors erupted with alerts. Lieutenant Khan's fingers danced across his console, his eyes widening. "Captain, you need to see this." The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a sight that took Elena's breath away. The Zarquin structure that had seemed so impossibly vast before now appeared tiny against the backdrop of what could only be described as a tear in the fabric of space itself. Swirling energies of impossible colors poured from the rift, which stretched for thousands of kilometers. At its edges, reality itself seemed to warp and twist. "By all that's holy," breathed Dr. Samantha Cole, the ship's lead scientist. "It's a quantum fissure. The theories were true." Elena's mind raced, piecing together the implications. The Zarquin, they're not just advanced aliens. They're guardians, aren't they? As if in response to her words, a holographic projection of the Zarquin representative shimmered into existence on the bridge. "You understand quickly," Captain Reyes, the alien said, its mental voice tinged with approval. "Yes, we are guardians of the cosmic web, the interconnected quantum pathways that bind universes together." The familiar hum of the Horizon systems greeted Elena as she materialized on the bridge, her mind still reeling from the intense experiences of the Zarquin's test. Her crew stared at her with a mixture of awe and confusion, their own trials clearly etched on their faces. "Captain on deck," Commander Morrison called out, his voice cracking slightly with emotion. Elena raised a hand, silencing the chorus of questions before they could begin. "At ease, everyone. I know we've all been through something extraordinary, but our mission is far from over." As if on cue, the ship's sensors erupted with alerts. Lieutenant Khan's fingers danced across his console, his eyes widening. "Captain, you need to see this." The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a sight that took Elena's breath away. The Zarquin structure that had seemed so impossibly vast before now appeared tiny against the backdrop of what could only be described as a tear in the fabric of space itself. Swirling energies of impossible colors poured from the rift, which stretched for thousands of kilometers. At its edges, reality itself seemed to warp and twist. "By all that's holy," breathed Dr. Samantha Cole, the ship's lead scientist. "It's a quantum fissure. The theories were true." Elena's mind raced, piecing together the implications. The Zarquin, they're not just advanced aliens. They're guardians, aren't they? As if in response to her words, a holographic projection of the Zarquin representative shimmered into existence on the bridge. "You understand quickly," Captain Reyes, the alien said, its mental voice tinged with approval. "Yes, we are guardians of the cosmic web, the interconnected quantum pathways that bind universes together." The crew listened in stunned silence as the Zarquin explained. For eons, their species had monitored these quantum fissures, preventing the chaotic energies of other realities from bleeding into our universe. But now, something had changed. "The barriers between realities are weakening," the Zarquin continued, its colors shifting to dark, worried hues. "This fissure is just the beginning. If left unchecked, it could lead to a cascade of multiversal collapse." Elena felt the weight of this revelation settle on her shoulders. "Why tell us this? Surely your technology is better equipped to handle such a threat." The alien's form rippled in what Elena now recognized as their equivalent of a sad smile. "Our technology, advanced as it is, has reached its limits. The nature of these fissures, they respond to consciousness, to the observer effect on a cosmic scale. We need a new perspective, a different approach." "You need humanity," Elena realized, the pieces falling into place. "Indeed, your species' unique blend of imagination, adaptability, and sheer stubborn determination may be the key to saving not just our universe, but all universes." As the implications of this sank in, alarms blared across the horizon. "Captain," Lieutenant Khan called out, his voice tight with tension. "The fissure is expanding rapidly. At this rate, it'll engulf the entire sector within hours." Elena's training kicked in, pushing aside the cosmic revelations to focus on the immediate threat. "Red alert. All hands to battle stations. Dr. Cole, I need options. How do we close that rift?" The next few hours were a blur of frantic activity. The combined minds of the Horizon's crew and the Zarquin worked in harmony, pushing the boundaries of known physics. They attempted to seal the rift with concentrated bursts of tachyon particles, only to watch in horror as the fissure absorbed the energy and grew larger. graviton beams, quantum resonators, even an experimental zero-point energy device, nothing seemed to work. As the situation grew increasingly dire, Elena found herself in the ship's observation lounge, staring out at the swirling chaos of the quantum fissure. The beautiful, terrifying energies seemed to call to her, whispering secrets of other realities just beyond comprehension. "There has to be a way," she muttered, frustration evident in her voice. Perhaps came the mental voice of the Zaraquin, its holographic form shimmering into existence beside her. "We are approaching this problem from the wrong angle." Elena turned, raising an eyebrow. "What do you mean?" "We have been attempting to seal the fissure using external forces, but you humans have shown us the power of internal change, of sheer will overcoming seemingly insurmountable odds." A wild, almost impossible idea began to form in Elena's mind. "Are you suggesting what I think you're suggesting?" The Zarquin's colors shifted to a mix of excitement and trepidation. "It is dangerous, perhaps suicidally so. But yes, Captain Reyes, I believe the only way to seal this fissure is from within." Elena's heart raced as she considered the implications. To enter the quantum fissure would mean exposing oneself to the raw, unfiltered energies of multiple realities. The human mind was never meant to comprehend such things. And yet, if they didn't try, countless universes could be torn apart. "I'll do it," Elena said, her voice firm with resolve. The Zarquin's form rippled with surprise. "Captain, the risks." "Are mine to take," Elena finished. "This is what humanity does. We leap into the unknown, not because it's safe, but because it must be done." As Elena strode back onto the bridge, purpose radiating from every step, she could feel the eyes of her crew upon her. They knew, somehow, that their captain was about to do something either incredibly brave or incredibly foolish, possibly both. "Dr. Cole," Elena called out, "prep a shuttle. Minimal life support, maximum shielding. We're going to close that rift from the inside." A chorus of protests erupted from the crew, but Elena silenced them with a raised hand. "This isn't up for debate. The multiverse is at stake, and we're the only ones who can save it. Who's with me?" To Elena's surprise and pride, every single member of the bridge crew volunteered. In the end, she selected Dr. Cole for her scientific expertise and Lieutenant Khan for his unparalleled piloting skills. As the specially modified shuttle launched from the horizon, Elena felt a mix of terror and exhilaration. They were about to go where no human had gone before, into the very fabric of reality itself. The quantum energies buffeted the tiny craft as they approached the fissure. Warnings blared as the shuttle's systems struggled to compensate for laws of physics that seemed to change from moment to moment. "Shields at 60% and falling," Khan reported, his hands dancing across the controls. "We don't have much time, Captain." Elena nodded, her eyes fixed on the swirling maelstrom before them. "Take us in, Lieutenant. Nice and easy." As they crossed the threshold of the fissure, reality as they knew it ceased to exist. Colors they had no names for assaulted their senses. Geometries that should have been impossible twisted all around them. Elena felt her mind stretching, struggling to comprehend the incomprehensible. "Focus," she shouted, as much to herself as to her crew. "Remember why we're here. We need to find the source of the tear and seal it." Through the chaos, Elena began to perceive patterns. Streams of quantum data flowed around them, carrying echoes of other realities. She saw glimpses of Earth as it might have been, worlds where history had taken radically different turns, where the laws of nature worked in bizarre and wonderful ways. "There," Dr. Cole's voice cut through the mental cacophony. "That convergence point, it's where the realities are bleeding into each other." Elena saw it too, a nexus where the streams of quantum data tangled and knotted, causing the very fabric of spacetime to fray and tear. With a thought, she directed Khan to pilot them closer. As they approached the convergence point, the energies grew more intense. Elena felt her consciousness expanding, touching minds across countless realities. The sheer weight of infinite possibilities threatened to overwhelm her. Reality itself seemed to hold its breath as Elena, fueled by the combined mental energy of humanity, began to untangle the quantum knot. It was a task beyond mathematics, beyond science. It required intuition, creativity, and a stubborn refusal to accept failure. Hours or eons might have passed. Time had no meaning in this place between realities. But slowly, impossibly, the fissure began to close. As the last threads of the quantum tangle smoothed out, a blinding flash of energy erupted from the convergence point. The shuttle was thrown clear of the fissure, tumbling end over end as it re-entered normal space. On the bridge of the horizon, the crew watched in awe as a massive tear in reality shrank to a pinpoint and winked out of existence. Cheers erupted as the shuttle, battered but intact, limped back to the ship. When Elena and her team stumbled onto the bridge, they were met with a hero's welcome. But Elena's eyes sought out the holographic form of the Zarquin representative. "It's done," she said simply, exhaustion evident in her voice. The alien's colors shifted through a rainbow of emotions. "You have done the impossible, Captain Reyes. You have saved not just our universe, but countless others. The debt we owe humanity can never be repaid." Elena managed a tired smile. "Then let's not think of it as a debt. Let's think of it as the beginning of a partnership. There's a whole multiverse out there, full of wonders and dangers we can't even imagine. We'll face them together." As the horizon prepared to return to Earth, carrying news of humanity's cosmic triumph and the dawning of a new era of multi-universal cooperation, Elena Reyes looked out at the stars with new eyes. They had passed the ultimate test, proven their worth on a cosmic scale. The clothes of human civilization had been stripped away, revealing the indomitable spirit beneath. And that spirit, Elena knew, would carry them to heights beyond imagining. The true age of exploration was just beginning. The return journey to Earth was anything but routine for the crew of the UES Horizon. As they traversed the vast expanse of space, reality itself seemed to ripple around them, aftershocks from their cosmic intervention still resonating through the fabric of spacetime. Captain Elena Reyes stood at the helm, her eyes fixed on the viewscreen, but her mind light years away. The experience within the quantum fissure had changed her in ways she was only beginning to understand. Fragments of other realities flickered at the edges of her consciousness, tantalizing glimpses of paths not taken and worlds that might have been. "Captain," Lieutenant Khan's voice cut through her reverie, "we're picking up some unusual readings. You might want to take a look at this." Elena moved to his station, her brow furrowing as she studied the sensor data. "What am I looking at, Lieutenant?" Khan's fingers danced across the console, bringing up a three-dimensional map of their surrounding space. "These energy signatures, they're us, Captain, or rather, echoes of us." Dr. Cole leaned in, her eyes widening with excitement. "Quantum ghosts. I theorized about this after our encounter with the fissure. We're seeing traces of alternate versions of the horizon from parallel timelines." As if to confirm her words, a shimmering apparition appeared on the bridge, a ghostly duplicate of the horizon's interior, overlapping with their own reality. Through the translucent forms of an alternate crew, Elena saw herself, or rather a version of herself, commanding a subtly different bridge. "Fascinating," the alternate Elena said, her voice sounding distant and echoing as she locked eyes with her counterpart. "It seems the boundaries between realities are still thin in our wake." "Are we in danger?" Elena asked, addressing both her crew and their spectral visitors. The alternate Elena shook her head. "Not immediately, but these intersections will likely continue until the multiverse fully stabilizes. We need to proceed with caution." Before Elena could respond, the apparition faded, leaving the crew of the Horizon alone once more, at least in their current reality. "Well," Commander Morrison quipped, breaking the tension, "I guess talking to yourself has taken on a whole new meaning." Elena allowed herself a small smile before turning to address her crew. "All right, people, it seems our mission isn't quite over yet. We need to document these quantum echoes and find a way to navigate safely through them. Earth needs to be prepared for the new reality we're bringing home. As the horizon continued its journey, the incidence of quantum overlap increased. Sometimes they manifested as brief ghostly apparitions, other times as inexplicable sensor readings or strange gravitational anomalies. The crew worked tirelessly to map these phenomena, with Dr. Cole leading the charge in developing new theories of quantum cosmology on the fly. One night, as much as that term meant in the depths of space, Elena found herself unable to sleep, the echoes of alternate realities too loud in her mind. She made her way to the observation deck, hoping the view of the stars might calm her thoughts. As she gazed out at the cosmos, a familiar shimmer announced the arrival of the Zarquin representative. "Your mind is troubled, Captain Reyes," the alien observed, its mental voice tinged with concern. Elena sighed, turning to face the holographic being. "I can't shake the feeling that we've opened a Pandora's box. These quantum echoes, the thinning of the barriers between realities. What if we'd done more harm than good?" The Zarquin's form rippled in what Elena had come to recognize as their version of a sympathetic nod. Change is always frightening, especially on such a cosmic scale. But remember, Captain, it was the rigid separation of realities that caused the fissure in the first place. Perhaps this new fluidity is the natural state of the multiverse. Maybe. Elena conceded, but how do we navigate it? How do we prepare humanity for a world where alternate realities might bleed into our own at any moment? "The same way your species has always faced the unknown," the Zarquin replied, its colors shifting to convey encouragement. "With courage, curiosity, and adaptability. You've shown us that humanity's greatest strength lies not in your technology or your physical forms, but in your boundless capacity for growth and change." As they spoke, the space around them shimmered, and Elena found herself looking at multiple versions of the observation deck layered atop one another. In one, she saw herself deep in conversation with a group of unfamiliar aliens. In another, the deck was reconfigured into some kind of quantum laboratory. "You see," the Zarquin said, gesturing to the overlapping realities. "Each of these represents a possible future, a path your species might take. The choice of which to pursue is yours." Inspired by the alien's words and the infinite possibilities laid out before her, Elena felt a renewed sense of purpose. Yes, they were sailing into uncharted waters, but wasn't that what humanity had always done? As the horizon approached the outskirts of the Sol system, the quantum echoes reached a fever pitch. Multiple versions of Earth shimmered in and out of existence on their view screens, Earths where history had taken wildly different turns, where the laws of physics worked in bizarre and wonderful ways, where humanity had achieved greatness beyond imagining or faced apocalyptic ruin. "All hands, brace for quantum turbulence," Elena commanded, her voice steady despite the swirling chaos around them. "Lieutenant Khan, plot a course through the calmest areas of spacetime. Dr. Cole, I need you to find a way to stabilize our quantum signature. We can't risk materializing in the wrong reality." As the crew worked feverishly to navigate the quantum storm, Elena felt a strange sensation building within her. The expanded consciousness she had gained within the fissure was growing, connecting her not just to alternate versions of herself, but to the very fabric of the multiverse. In a moment of crystal clarity, Elena understood what she had to do. "All stop," she ordered, her voice ringing with authority. "Captain?" Commander Morrison questioned, confusion evident in his tone. "Trust me, Jack," Elena said, offering him a reassuring smile. She stood from her captain's chair and moved to the center of the bridge. "What we're experiencing isn't chaos, it's possibility. We don't need to fight it, we need to embrace it." With those words, Elena closed her eyes and opened her mind, reaching out to touch the quantum echoes surrounding them. She felt the surprised minds of countless alternate Elenas, each facing their own version of this moment. Together, Elena broadcast, not just to her crew, but to every version of herself and the horizon across the multiverse. We are one crew, one ship, one humanity, united across all realities. Let's bring ourselves home. What happened next defied explanation by any known laws of physics. The multiple quantum signatures of the horizon across countless timelines began to synchronize, guided by the collective will of infinite Elinors and their crews. The ship phased in and out of multiple realities, drawing energy and information from each, becoming a vessel not just of steel and circuits, but of pure possibility. As they approached Earth, that horizon was simultaneously in every reality and none, a quantum superposition made manifest. The crew watched in awe as they passed through the upper atmosphere, the planet below shifting and changing with every moment, megacities and pastoral landscapes, advanced spaceports and primitive villages, all coexisting in a beautiful, impossible tapestry. Finally, with a flash of quantum energy that lit up skies across 1,000,000 Earths, the horizon landed. As the dust settled, Elena took a deep breath and opened the main airlock. She stepped out onto the soil of her homeworld, but an Earth forever changed. The quantum echoes had left their mark, subtle in some places, profound in others. Fragments of alternate histories and possible futures were now woven into the very fabric of their reality. A crowd had gathered, not just the dignitaries and scientists Elena had expected, but ordinary people from all walks of life, drawn by some instinctive understanding that this was a moment of cosmic significance. As Elena prepared to address the crowd, to somehow explain the wonders and challenges they had brought back from the depths of space, she felt the weight of infinite possibilities resting on her shoulders. Humanity had been thrust onto a cosmic stage, their actions now rippling across the multiverse. People of Earth, Elena began, her voice carrying across realities, we have returned from a journey beyond imagination. We have touched the face of infinity and emerged forever changed. The boundaries between what is and what could be have been blurred. She paused, looking out at the sea of faces, human faces, but also shimmering apparitions of alternate crowds, all listening intently. Some might see this as a crisis, an end to the world we knew. But I see it as an opportunity unlike any in human history. We stand at a crossroads of infinite possibilities, with the power to shape not just our reality, but countless others. The crowd murmured, a mix of excitement and apprehension rippling through them. It won't be easy, Elena continued, her voice filled with determination. We'll need to rewrite the laws of physics, reimagine our place in the cosmos, and learn to navigate a reality more fluid and fantastic than we ever dreamed. But that is what humanity does best. We adapt, we explore, we grow. As she spoke, Elena felt the quantum energy within her resonating with the crowd, with the Earth itself, and with infinite alternate Earths across the multiverse. In that moment, she understood that this was more than just a homecoming or a first contact scenario. It was the birth of a new era, one in which humanity would become the guardians and explorers of the quantum frontier. The clothes of our old civilization have been stripped away, Elena declared, echoing the words of the Zarquin's initial challenge, revealing the true nature of humanity, beings of infinite potential, ready to embrace a destiny among the stars and beyond. As her words echoed across realities, Elena saw the future unfolding before her, a future of unprecedented challenges and unimaginable wonders. Humanity would face dangers beyond comprehension, but also unlock secrets that would reshape the very nature of existence. The quantum echoes of infinite possibilities swirled around them, a constant reminder of the new cosmic ocean they now sailed. But Elena Reyes, captain of the UES Horizon and now the quantum focal point of humanity's cosmic destiny, stood ready to lead her species into this brave new multiverse. The greatest adventure in human history, no, in the history of all possible human histories, was just beginning. The dawn of a new era broke over Earth, but it was unlike any sunrise humanity had ever witnessed. The sky shimmered with quantum afterimages, echoes of alternate Earths bleeding through the fabric of reality. Citizens across the globe woke to a world both familiar and profoundly altered, as the consequences of the Horizon's cosmic journey ripple through every facet of human existence. Captain Elena Reyes stood atop the newly christened Quantum Nexus, a massive structure that had sprung up overnight in what was once the heart of New York City. The building defied conventional architecture, its form shifting and changing as it intersected with alternate realities. It served as both a beacon and an anchor, helping to stabilize the fluctuating quantum field surrounding Earth. "Status report," Elena commanded, her voice carrying an otherworldly resonance, a side effect of her expanded consciousness. Dr. Samantha Cole approached, her lab coat flickering between various designs as she moved through overlapping realities. "The quantum fluctuations are stabilizing, Captain. We're seeing a 60% reduction in random reality shifts across major population centers." Elena nodded, her eyes scanning the horizon where the skyscrapers of New York blended seamlessly with the spires of an alien metropolis from a parallel Earth. "And the Harmony Protocol?" "Operational," Lieutenant Khan chimed in, his holographic form projecting from a nearby quantum terminal. "The AI is successfully mediating conflicts between intersecting realities, preventing paradoxes and maintaining dimensional cohesion." A small smile tugged at Elena's lips. In the months since their return, humanity had made incredible strides in adapting to their new quantum-entangled existence. The challenge of navigating a constantly shifting reality had sparked an unprecedented boom in technological and social innovation. "Captain," Commander Morrison's voice crackled through the quantum comm, "we're receiving a priority transmission from the Zarquin. You're going to want to see this." Elena's brow furrowed. Their alien allies had been unusually quiet lately, occupied with their own struggles to adapt to the new multiversal paradigm. "Put it through, Jack." The air before her shimmered, coalescing into the familiar form of the Zarquin representative. But something was different. Its usual iridescent glow was dimmed, its form flickering erratically. "Greetings, Captain Reyes," the alien's mental voice resonated, tinged with an emotion Elena couldn't quite place. "We require your assistance." Elena's pulse quickened. For the proud Zarquin to ask for help, the situation must be dire indeed. What's happened? The alien's form rippled, projecting a series of complex, multidimensional images that made Elena's enhanced mind ache to comprehend. "The quantum instability, it's more severe than we anticipated. Entire sections of our home reality are unraveling." Dr. Cole gasped, her scientific mind racing to grasp the implications. "You mean your universe is experiencing total quantum collapse?" "Precisely," the Zarquin confirmed, its mental voice heavy with despair. "Our most advanced simulations predict complete multiversal heat death within a galactic standard year." Elena's mind reeled. The extinction of the Zarquin would be tragedy enough, but the collapse of their entire universe could trigger a domino effect across the multiverse. Everything they had fought to protect could still be lost. "What can we do?" Elena asked, determination hardening her voice. The Zarquin's form stabilized slightly, hope flickering through its quantum signature. "Your species has demonstrated a remarkable ability to adapt to and even thrive in quantum uncertainty. We believe that humanity may hold the key to our survival." As the alien outlined their desperate plan, Elena felt the weight of not just one universe, but countless realities settling on her shoulders. The fate of the entire multiverse would hinge on humanity's next move. "Assemble the Quantum Council," Elena ordered, her voice ringing with authority, "and prepare the Horizon for immediate departure. We're about to attempt the impossible, again." Within hours, the upper echelons of Earth's new quantum-enhanced government had convened in the heart of the quantum nexus. Holographic representatives from major nations flickered in and out of phase, their quantum signatures stabilized by the advanced technologies surrounding them. Elena stood before them, her presence commanding attention across multiple realities simultaneously. "Ladies and gentlemen, we stand at a crossroads of cosmic proportions. The Zarquin universe is collapsing, And with it, the stability of the entire multiverse hangs in the balance. Murmurs of concern rippled through the assembled leaders, their forms shifting between alternate versions of themselves as the gravity of the situation sank in. The Zarquin have proposed a solution, Elena continued, but it will require sacrifice and courage on a scale humanity has never before attempted. With a gesture, Elena brought up a complex holographic model of the multiverse. Countless universes flickered like soap bubbles, intersecting and separating in a cosmic dance. At the center, a dark void represented the collapsing Zarquin reality. "We need to create a quantum bridge," Elena explained, her words echoing across dimensions. "A stable pathway that will allow us to evacuate the Zarquin population and essential parts of their reality into our universe." The hologram shifted, showing a massive structure spanning the void between universes. Gasps of awe and disbelief echoed through the chamber. "But there's a catch." Elena's voice grew solemn. "To generate enough power and maintain quantum coherence, we'll need to link the minds of every human on Earth. Every man, woman, and child will need to become a living component of the largest quantum computer ever conceived." The chamber erupted into chaos, leaders shouting objections and demanding explanations. Elena stood firm, her expanded consciousness radiating calm authority. "I know what I'm asking is unprecedented," she said, her voice cutting through the din. "But the alternative is the unraveling of all reality as we know it. Humanity has always risen to impossible challenges. Now, we must do so not just for ourselves, but for the sake of infinite worlds." As the debate raged, Elena felt a familiar presence brush against her mind. The quantum echo of her alternate self, the Elena who had first made contact with the Zarquin, materialized beside her. "You know this is our only choice," the alternate Elena said, her form flickering like a mirage. "In my reality, we hesitated, we argued, and now there's nothing left to save." Elena nodded grimly, squaring her shoulders as she faced the squabbling leaders. "Enough," her voice boomed, resonating with quantum authority. "We don't have the luxury of indecision. I've seen the cost of failure across a million realities. We act now, or we condemn not just ourselves, but endless versions of ourselves to oblivion." Her words, charged with the weight of multiversal truth, cut through the chaos. One by one, the leaders of humanity nodded their assent, their forms solidifying as alternate timelines collapsed into a single unified decision. "Then let's begin," Elena declared, her voice carrying the determination of a species poised to take its place as guardians of the multiverse. The next weeks were a blur of frantic activity as every resource on Earth was poured into the Quantum Bridge project. The Horizon, now upgraded with technology that blurred the line between science and miracle, prepared to lead a fleet of ships to the edge of the collapsing Zarquin universe. As the day of reckoning approached, Elena stood once more atop the quantum nexus, watching as billions of humans around the globe prepared to link their minds into the greatest collective consciousness ever attempted. "Are you sure about this, Captain?" Dr. Cole asked, concern evident in her voice. The human mind was never meant to comprehend the totality of the multiverse. We could be risking the sanity of our entire species. Elena's gaze remained fixed on the shimmering horizon, where the quantum bridge was taking shape, visible as a distortion in the fabric of reality itself. "Humanity's greatest strength has always been our ability to transcend our limitations," she replied. "Today, we shed the final clothes of our old existence and embrace our true nature as beings of infinite potential." As the appointed hour struck, Elena closed her eyes and opened her mind. She felt the thoughts and emotions of billions flow through her, a tidal wave of human consciousness crashing against the shores of the universe. Fragments of countless lives, hopes, and dreams swirled together, coalescing into a single unified purpose. With a surge of collective will, humanity reached out across the cosmos. The quantum bridge flared to life, a dazzling spectacle visible from every Earth in every reality. The Horizon led the charge, plunging into the heart of the cosmic maelstrom. As they entered the collapsing Zarquin universe, reality itself seemed to rebel against their presence. Laws of physics broke down, time and space warped in impossible ways. But the unified mind of humanity held firm, their collective consciousness creating a bubble of stability in the chaos. Elena, serving as the focal point of humanity's efforts, felt the strain of holding back the forces of cosmic entropy. Sweat beaded on her brow as she directed the evacuation efforts, guiding the Zarquin and fragments of their dying universe across the quantum bridge. Hours stretched into days as the monumental task continued. Elena's mind touched infinite realities, witnessing the beauty and horror of a million dying worlds. She felt the gratitude of the Zarquin, the awe of countless alien species watching the impossible feat, and the strain of every human mind linked to the cosmic effort. Just as it seemed the human consciousness might buckle under the cosmic strain, a final surge of determination rippled through the collective. With a reality-shaking pulse of quantum energy, the last of the Zarquin were brought to safety, along with the vital essence of their universe. As the quantum bridge collapsed behind them, sealing off the void of the dead reality, a cheer rose from billions of human throats across every Earth in the multiverse. They had done it. They had saved an entire universe and, in doing so, preserved the fabric of the multiverse itself. In the aftermath, as humanity slowly disentangled their collective consciousness, Elena stood on the bridge of the horizon, watching as the rescued Zarquin marveled at their new home in Earth's reality. "What now, Captain?" Commander Morrison asked, his voice filled with awe at what they had accomplished. Elena smiled, her eyes reflecting the infinite possibilities of the multiverse. "Now, Jack, we fulfill our destiny. We've proven that humanity is ready to take its place as guardians of the quantum realm. The multiverse is vast and full of wonders and dangers. It's up to us to explore it, to protect it, and to ensure that the song of existence never falls silent." As the horizon set course for new adventures, Elena felt the quantum echoes of infinite Earths resonating with newfound purpose. Humanity had been tested in the cosmic crucible and emerged transformed. They had shed the last vestiges of their limited existence and embraced their true nature as beings of unlimited potential. The clothes of their old civilization had been stripped away, revealing the awe-inspiring truth beneath. Humanity was no longer just a species of clever apes on a pale blue dot. They were the custodians of reality itself, the shepherds of infinite worlds, the explorers of the quantum frontier. And their greatest journey was just beginning.